Happy spring! What are you springing into? This week, I have been feeling so much fresh, new energy rising up, and I'm so excited to harness that energy with all of you here this week. So, welcome to Gong Wisdom Council here on EWN, One with the Earth and Enlightened Living. I am your host, Keira Lani, bringing to you the wisdom of the ancients for your modern life. And my guest today is this beautiful flowering plum tree that you see represented behind me. So if you are just tuning in for the first time, I'd like to introduce myself to you. Keira Lani, known as Tree Gong Healer. I have been walking the path of enlightenment and self-awareness since a very young age. I sat my first self-guided meditation at age 5, and I have been on a lifelong journey of gathering the tools to heal from within and be fully embodied as a spiritual being in human form. I have founded the School of Tree Gong Healing, the Healer's Journey of Mastery, and I have recently created the Healing Warriors Cultivation Community. So I'm really excited to tell you more about all of that later, but let's dive into this energy of springtime. I want to make sure that if you watch this video, you leave with some real tools that you can utilize in your own life to activate the sap rising within you in new ways. So the trees come alive in the spring, right? That's why I wanted to bring to you this beautiful plum tree as a representation. And today we've been having heavy rain and then sunshine. So there weren't any bees out today when I took this picture that's behind me, but this tree is also the haven for many bees. And I have sat in the middle of this tree receiving bee wisdom. And so as the flowers open, the bees come out. I saw a hummingbird yesterday. And you know what they say about the bees and the birds and the bees? The sap starts rising in us as humans at this season as well. So let's talk for a moment about what is the energy of spring and how does it connect to healing within the physical body, the emotional body, the mental and spiritual bodies. And then I'll give you some fun ways to really activate that energy within yourself. And yeah, let's dive right in. So, spring is connected to the sunrise, the beginning of the new day. Spring is starting energy. So, in ancient wisdom traditions, springtime is the beginning of the year, not in the middle of winter. Um, we had the end of the year around the winter solstice, around the Christmas holiday or the Hanukkah time, that dark, cold time as we get to the longest night and the shortest day. And then that was the end of the year. And then we had this dark season. And now we're in the beginning of the year that, depending on which ancient tradition you're following, there are a few different times when they place that start of the year, but it's the springtime. It's either that new moon in February, or if you're an astrologer, it would be this next new moon in Aries following this immediate full moon that's coming up so soon. And the equinox, the time when the days and nights are equally between the two solstices, the equinox is the time when the energy is rising up in the trees, the flowers are blooming, and it's connected, like I said, to the sunrise, that new energy at the beginning of the day. If you can get up and sit in a sunrise, especially like at a new moon energy every happens every month, and it has that same fresh new starting energy. But this next new moon, we have a little bit of time to prepare for this. So this next new moon is going to be like an especially amplified new beginning energy. So if you have been wanting to make a new start for yourself, now is the time. Springtime is related to birth. A lot of animal babies are born at this time of year. You hear the birds singing, right? There's just an overflowing of joy and excitement as the sun is really starting to warm the earth and the plants are growing, the leaves are coming out, the buds are forming on the trees, or perhaps the blossoms like you see behind me. And in Chinese medicine, the springtime is connected to the trees, to the element of wood. Wood is always growing. Trees continue growing for however many hundreds of years they live. They continue to grow more and more layers of wood. There always is fresh new growth in the spring season. And in the human body, the wood element is connected to the liver and gallbladder. The liver is the digester of fats and the remover of toxins from your system. And the gallbladder creates the bile that helps you to digest food. And so these two important organs are getting extra energy around the time of sunrise and around the time of the spring season. And so this is an amazing time to dedicate yourself to giving back to your body by perhaps doing a seasonal cleanse where you give your liver and gallbladder a break from fats for a while and processed foods. This is a really good time to bring in extra green foods. The liver and gallbladder and the wood element are nourished by that fresh green chlorophyll. So spinach, chard, fresh herbs like basil or cilantro, anything green, salads or steamed greens. It doesn't need to be raw because depending on your constitution, raw foods can either be exactly what your body's craving or it can be hard for your body to digest if you are needing a digestive boost. So sometimes it's steamed greens, or maybe it's juices and smoothies that you're using to bring in more greens. Spirulina is an amazing option. Um, and then there are exercises that we can do. Now, the wood element and the liver gallbladder meridians are connected also to the connective tissues of the body. The joints, I'm sorry, the tendons and ligaments, thereby the joints, and stretching those tendons and ligaments actually helps bring more blood flow into the joints. And so the exercise related with the liver gallbladder meridian and the springtime is stretching. So this is a really good time to start a yoga practice or a qigong practice, especially focusing in stretching. And so we'll do a little hand stretching momentarily. And the flavor that is connected to the springtime and the liver gallbladder meridians and the wood element is the flavor of bitterness. And so there are some really good liver support herbs, dandelions, which if you pick dandelions wild, make sure you're picking them from a place that was not sprayed with herbicides or pesticides. But if you let your backyard grow a little wild, then medicine will grow there because medicinal plants grow in adverse conditions and actually become better medicine because of it, um, which doesn't include, like I said, the herbicides and pesticides, of course. That's a whole nother conversation. Um, but this is also the time to be gardening, to be preparing for your garden, planting seeds. If you are a backyard gardener or would like to be a backyard gardener, now is a wonderful time to be starting the seeds. It may be time to actually plant some things. Some crops like to grow when it's still kind of cold out and just warming up just enough that they're not freezing. And then preparing the space, preparing the ground. And so we can think of this metaphorically too. What seeds are you planting in your life? How are you fertilizing the soil of yourself in order to grow these seeds most effectively? So let's do a little movement as we contemplate these things. And I highly encourage this time for journaling and really looking at what needs to be cleared out. Sometimes this is the time to clean up the space or take out dead wood off of the trees that need to be opened up so they can grow more. So, what seeds are you planting? What needs to be cut away to allow space for the new growth? And what can you do to support yourself physically, emotionally? Oh, the emotions connected with the wood element and the spring season are anger, frustration, resentment. And so this also includes negative self-talk when you get down on yourself for not living up to your own expectations. And how do you stretch your boundaries? So the flip side of this is compassionate, loving kindness expressed through clear, healthy boundaries. So how do you create a really strong yet flexible boundary? And how do you communicate that boundary to yourself and others with clear, loving, compassionate kindness? So one of the ways we can really practice this in working in relationships with others is to practice it with ourself. So what boundary can you set for yourself? And how can you hold yourself accountable so that you follow through? That's why this can be such a good time to commit to doing a seasonal cleanse, a springtime cleanse. And if you're interested in joining a group to do a seasonal cleanse, please reach out to me and let me know, and I'll put you on the list. I'm pulling that together as we speak. All right, my friends, let's do a little stretchy exercise with the hands to really activate this wood element and the springtime energy in your body. So first, sit in a comfortable seat with your spine erect and take a deep breath into the space under your armpits. Filling up the back of the heart, and exhale, relax. Feel the shoulder blades glide down the back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling into the space under the armpits. Feel it expand into the back of the heart. And then exhale, relax the shoulders. Let the shoulder blades glide down the back. One more time. Relax the neck, settling down. Now keep that relaxed feeling and reach your hands forward. When I reach my hands forward, I'm keeping my shoulders back and down and relaxed so my elbows are soft and bent and my palms are facing forward. Now curl your hands into fists. And these are loose fists, not squeezing. And we're going to open slowly with a lot of resistance, as if your hand is a leaf bud encased in a shell that it is slowly pushing into, feeling that unfurling energy. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep breathing into that spaciousness of the armpits as you slowly, gently, with resistance, unfurl your leaves. When the hands come all the way open, stretch the fingers. Feel the stretch across the palms. Stretch forward and then stretch all the way up over your head and down, relaxing, coming back to center. Shake it out. Keep those deep, full breaths coming. We're going to do it 2 more times. Loose fists. Slowly, with resistance, unfurl your leaves like you are blossoming into the full expression of your being. When the hands come fully open, stretch the fingers, stretching them even back a little. Feel the palms stretch, stretch forward, and then all the way up. Deep breath. And then float the hands back down. And we'll do it one more time, keeping that nice, relaxed energy in the neck and shoulders. Loose fists. Slowly, with resistance, unfurl those fists. Keep those big, expansive breaths happening under the armpits and in the back of the heart. Keep relaxing a little more with each exhale. And when your hands open all the way, pull the fingers back, stretch the palms, reach overhead. Floating back down. Isn't it fun how I'm like swimming through my background right now? Oh, don't you love technology? Okay, shake it out, and we're going to do just one more of these hand stretches. So many of us work at the computer, and so it can be really good to have a couple of quick ways to get your hands back. So do this with me for a moment just to feel where you're at. How does it feel to ruffle your fingers? Okay, now stretch your palms forward. Again, my shoulders are back and down, my elbows are bent, my fingers are reaching back towards me as my palms push out, and then curl the fingers into fists. Turn the fists to face down. Breathe, stretch. Inhale, rotate the fists up. Curl the hands open, aiming the fingers down. And again, I'm pulling the fingers back as I push the palms out. Curl the fingers in. Point the fists up. Turn them down. Unfurl the palms forward, fingers up, fingers pull back, shoulders down and back. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders, relax the mind. And then open your eyes really wide. The liver enters through the eyes. So now continue this exercise going, wow, this is really amazing when I stretch my wrists like this. I didn't even know they could do this. And what a lot of sensations I'm feeling. I think I'll open my eyes really wide and welcome in all the beautiful springtime energy while I do this. And now just some loose circles, relaxing shoulder circles. One shoulder and then the other. And as you wiggle your neck and shoulders a little bit here, just feel a melting down into your hips, relaxing through the hips and legs. Rock yourself back and forward a little bit, integrating all that stretchiness. And know that you have brought in a lot of fresh energy just now. So make sure to drink plenty of water. You know, trees need water to grow, and people do too. So you have the capacity, just like a tree, to keep growing through your whole life. So what is unfurling within you? How will you really utilize this fresh springtime energy? I look forward to continuing to share wisdom from the ancients on Tree Gong Wisdom Council with you every week on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on Enlightened World Network's family of channels, EWN, One with the Earth, and Enlightened Living. And please come and join me at my channel, Keira Lani Tree Gong Healer. And if you would like to go more in depth with these types of exercises to connect your energy to the ancient wisdom practices and learn tools to keep your central channel strong, your channel clear and open, and stay connected to the infinite source energy so that you can be overflowing with light and healing from within to heal the world. Please do come and check out my offerings at practiceselflove.com. I'd love to have you in my community. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today and each and every Tuesday. Keep on tuning in to all of the amazing offerings on the Enlightened World Network family of channels. Subscribe to the YouTube, like and share the videos, and keep on nourishing your spirit and shining your light. You deserve all the love.